Guys, you can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
there is some interruption before. Apologize for that. So let's we start element 1.2, which is reason for maintaining health and safety, and reason for promoting health and safety standards at the workplace. Guys, this is very important relating to your exam, as per exam point of view and as per your field work when you are going to join the site, join the workplace, join the organizations or projects. This is very important, so don't miss this one. Just to make your mind clear for these three reasons. There are three basic reasons: moral, legal and financial or economical reasons. So the moral reasons are why we need to implement, because morally everyone is answerable, everyone is accountable to keep the morale of your employees good, to attain a good reputation in the market, to have a good face in front of different clients or multinational organizations. You need to, or the organization need to maintain health and safety at the workplace. The legal reasons: we are living in countries, in nations where there is local legal laws and local legal authorities to implement health and safety. These authorities are formed and developed to maintain the health and safety standards. The purpose is to keep everyone safe, to keep the environment safe, to keep the safe workplace for employees. So this is a legal, like, and based in UAE. So we have two types here, like the federal laws and the occupational health and safety laws. The federal laws are also developed and implemented in the workplace. So for example, the summer is coming, so we have a federal law to implement health and safety, to implement the welfare facilities for the laborers, for the workers in the summer. Here, for 3 months there is no one allowed to work in the open sun area, like from 12:30 to 2:30. So for 3 months this is not allowed. So any organization force their workers to work under direct sun in these hours, they will get a big amount of fine. So these are the legal reasons, and in addition to that, we have international organizations like ISO and ILO. So companies who are falling under these organizations, under these laws, they are obliged to form, obliged to implement health and safety standards, and they are obliged to promote health and safety standards in the workplace. And the economic reasons or the financial reasons: if organization following the health and safety, they can save a lot of budget, a lot of payments. Just for example, in case an accident happened in our place, one person get injured, what will happen in financial aspects? They need to pay the sickness claim, insurance payments, accident investigation, incident investigation, and lost work time also. The targets cannot be achieved because one person is in the house or in the hospital. So these are the financial reasons. We will explain it more, and just listen this size of the problem. Global statistics like worldwide, which is published by ILO, it's mentioning that 270 million accidents and 160 million diseases a year due to work. Because of the workplace accidents, 270 million accidents happens because of the workplace, because of the work or unsafe acts or unsafe conditions of the work. 2 million fatalities, guys, just imagine the number. 2 million fatalities happened in a year because of work related accidents. 4% of global GDP is lost. 4% of the global GDP. Just imagine the size, how much financial impact it has because of the work related. 355 double triple zero 355 triple zero on the job fatalities each year. Every year this number of employees are get killed or get died in the workplace. So this is very big number. These are the reasons why health and safety professionals required on the workplace. Because if a health and safety professional is hired and he is implementing the standards and he is advising the organization what to do, how to keep the workplace safe, he can save a lot from that. Here we have an exercise, like here as you can see in the picture, one employee fall down because he trapped in a cable, maybe electric cable or any other cable in the floor or in the workplace, in the office, and he get injured. So what is the possible effects on injured employee, company and line manager? So what will happen? The first victim is the injured employee. Employees get injured. Just imagine, for example, suppose that he get fracture on his leg, what will happen? He cannot go to the work maybe for 1 month or 2 months, and when he cannot go to the work, he cannot get the salary. He will suffer the pain, sickness, and loss work time, salary, a big impact on him and on his family. And on the company, poor reputation, the morale of the employees will go down, the employees will not feel safe, and other external action can be taken. Enforcement authorities can take action against the company. They can give a fine, they can give any type of punishment or any type of disciplinary action against the organization. The line manager means loss of skills from the team. He will have the effect that team is not skilled, time and cost of retraining, replacement. Yeah, he need to hire another person. He need to ensure the accident investigation. He need to conduct the incident investigation, root causes, blah blah blah. A long procedure. Organization need to face the court orders. External authorities, they need to report to the client or the contractor or all other stakeholders in the project or engaged in the workplace. So they need to hire another employee. So the other employee need to get a training. So a lot of things go wrong after one accident happened in the workplace. And the legal and social expectations, as I explained you, International Labour Organization, a country's own health and safety standards also there. These are the legal orders or legal framework which an organization need to face in case of an accident happened. Who is responsible for health and safety? Everybody, from the top management, from the owners, the CEOs, up to a labor, a blue collar labor, everyone is responsible for health and safety. So this is the basic thing, but most of the responsibilities lies with employer. The employer is responsible to deliver the following things. Employer is responsible to provide safe place of work, safe plant and equipment, safe system of work, training, supervision, and competency of the staff. These are the responsibilities of employer, and it's a set of responsibilities. It's a big job for employer to provide all these things to the employees at their workplace. So here again we will discuss the business case. Accident, ill health, cost money, cost maybe. What are the cost of accidents, or what are the cost of ill health on business? What are the financial or economical impact? Direct, we have two types of cost, direct and indirect. Direct costs are measurable, like a person get injured, they need to pay to the hospital. That is a direct cost. They need to pay insurance claim, which come later on, can be considered as direct cost. But then indirect cost arise as consequences of the event but may not directly involve money, often difficult to quantify. Here, loss of reputation, the cost of the lost time, work delay because of the lost time, the cost of other issues which they need to face in accident, incident investigation, new hiring, court orders, and so on. Morale of the employees goes down. These all are the types of indirect costs. Health and safety failure can affect the broader economy as well as individual companies. Yes, any health and safety issues, they have big impact on health and safety, and they will lead the organizations to suffer. An accident happened, everyone in emergency then. Line managers, the supervisor, direct supervisor, the person who gets sick, who gets injured, for sure he is the first one who suffer, and his family will suffer. So you are clear, indirect and indirect cost. Direct cost, measurable cost arising directly from accident. Suppose, for example, one plant get fire. So what is the direct cost? How much they need to repair the plant? That is direct cost. And the indirect cost, incident investigation, authorities investigation, going to the courts, sparing time or making time for incident accident investigation, providing the reports, and then reputations. All other things are indirect cost. So here, an employee has been injured at work. Identify potential direct and indirect cost. So here, what are the direct cost? First aid treatment, sick pay, lost production time, fines and compensation. Yeah, they need to give them first aid, so organization will hire a first aider, or if they have first aider, they need to use their mechanical tools, equipments, and the first aid materials. and maybe he need to go to the hospital, need the transportation fee, ambulance charges, hospital fees, lost production time, because he is injured, so he cannot deliver what he is supposed to deliver. So that is a direct cost. Fine and compensation, if an authority, enforcement authority, the local legal courts or other authorities, same like Aramco take action against the organization, they put a fine, or any other local authority, they put a fine, so means it's a fine payment, that is a direct cost. And here we have indirect cost. Lost time for investigation, they need to investigate, they need to conduct a team, they will have meetings, they will check the work scenario, they will take the statements of the people, they will ask many things. So that is a lost time. Lost morale and damaged worker relationship, yeah, morale will be lost, poor morale. Cost of recruitment, they need to hire another person, then loss of reputation. These are the types of indirect cost. The cost of accident at work, okay, insured cost and uninsured cost. The insured cost, fire, worker injury, death and medical cost, these are insured, which when happened, organizations are claiming from the insurance company, and they will get the money of these costs. And in other thing, just a moment guys. And on the other thing, uninsured cost, loss of raw material due to accident, sick payment, overtime payment, equipment repair, lost materials, these are the costs which are usually uninsured, and organization have to pay for that. So end of section quiz, what are the three main reasons for managing health and safety? We just go through that: moral, legal, financial. Moral, legal, economic reason. Financial or economic, you can understand that. What should an employer provide to ensure health and safety? Safe place of work, safe plant and equipment. The remaining two, anybody can answer? Question number 2, what should an employer provide to ensure health and safety? Safe place of work, safe plant and equipment. And then Adnan, you can answer for that. Guys,
सर इसमें यही है, सेफ प्लेस ऑफ वर्क, सेफ प्लान एंड इक्विपमेंट,
yes,
और ट्रेनिंग, और इसके बाद जो है
so last is training,
स्लाइड में दिखाई थी सर पीछे, वो कुछ मुझे याद रहा
training, supervision, training, and then it will come supervision and competency of the workers. What will come in the third one?
राइट,
Safe system of work.
सेफ प्लेस ऑफ वर्क, सेफ सिस्टम ऑफ वर्क,
Yes,
राइट.
safe system of work. Okay, so let's move to the element 1.3. Role of national government and international bodies. What is their role? Their role is to implement health and safety standards in the organizations. International Labour Organization, it's a agency of United Nations. Most countries are members. All the countries who are members, they are obliged to follow the standards of ILO. Sets international standards for health and safety by publishing conventions and recommendations. So later on we will study what is convention and what is recommendation. So here is the convention. Create binding obligations or policies to implement their provisions. No legal authority unless ratified by the members state into its own legal structure. And recommendations provide guidance on policy. So again guys, let me explain you more. Convention is a basic thing. Developing a policy, developing a law, developing a standard or a structure, that is convention. And when that convention is implemented, like how to implement it in the workplace, how to implement, and a complete guideline is recommendations. A complete guideline on the implementation and on the practicing these standards is known as recommendations. So example of regulatory international framework: regulations adopted by the International Labour Organization ILO, Occupational Safety and Health Convention C155. This is very important, you guys need to study this one, and it will be repeated many times in our syllabus. Recommendation 164 and C155. C155 means convention 155, or 164 means recommendation 164. Occupational Safety and Health Recommendations 1981, Recommendation 164, which is published in 1981, supplements C155 and gives more guidance on how to comply with its policies. In C155 they give policies, and R164 guideline how to comply with its policies. Okay, it will be discussed more in the coming slides. So in Article 16 of Convention 155 identifies obligations placed on employees. Here is a list what are the employer's responsibility. Employer is responsible to ensure the workplace, machinery, equipments and work process are safe and without risk to health. How it means? They need to ensure that the workplace is safe. How they can ensure? They need to provide safe plant and equipment. The plant and equipment must be inspected, workplace must be inspected, workplace must have safe means of access and egress, basic welfare facilities are available, appropriate supervisions are available. If there is use of any substances, hazardous material, chemicals, biological agents, how to deal with them, the employer must ensure that employees have training about that, and they must have adequate supervision, and they must provide personal protective equipment which employees must wear, and they can save themselves from the effects of the workplace, from the hazards on the workplace. So this way they can save the employees, and in this way employer can fulfill their responsibilities, provide adequate protective clothing and equipment, same like hand gloves, safety shoes, hard hat or the safety helmet, high visibility vest, face mask, ear muffs, earplugs. These are the types of personal protective equipments. So again, moving forward, provide and maintain workplace machinery and equipment and use work methods are safe. So employer must ensure that in Article 10, Recommendation 164, it's mentioned that employer must ensure to provide and maintain. Like they must provide and they must continuously inspect the tools and equipments to keep them in safe manners. If any equipment, if any hazard is presented on the workplace, like any machine is not guarded, suppose a generator or a vibrator or anything which is not guarded or any rotating part is unguarded, they need to stop using that equipment and they need to rectify it, and after rectification they need to inspect before issuing to the site so that the employees feel safe in the workers. Give necessary instructions, training and supervision in application and use of health and safety measures. Yeah, a competent person must give adequate training to the employees, and they must introduce organizational arrangements relevant to activities and size of undertaking, provide PPE and clothing without charges. The provision of personal protective equipment must be free. Employees will not bear the cost. Employer should provide them without any cost. Ensure that work organization particularly working hours and rest breaks does not adversely affect occupational safety and health. See, what are the working hours? Sometimes there is a more work pressure. So normal working hours are 8 hours. 8 working hours in the organization, so sometimes they are giving more tasks, the overtime work to the, but this may cause health effects to the employees, fatigue, tiredness, mental health, stress. So employers should take care of that. Take reasonably practicable measures with the view to eliminate excessive physical and mental fatigue. Keep up to date of scientific technical knowledge to comply with the above. So employer must have adequate knowledge. The organization's representatives, the employer, they must have adequate knowledge, like what is going on in the market, like which new techniques, which new mechanical aids are available for the employees. For example, there is a work of road pavement or hardscape work or the curbstone work. So instead of carrying a 90 kg curbstone, they can provide a small machine which can take and place on the place and put on the place where it is required. In this way, by using mechanical aid, by using a forklifter, they can reduce the human efforts. They can prevent the employees to carrying heavy weights. These all are the responsibilities of the employee. So ILO has published conventions associated with the specific hazard C155 radiation protection asbestos, H&S in construction 1998, Convention 167. This is Convention 167 related to health and safety in construction, and it's published in 1988. It's very important, guys. Go through with this one. So what employer must provide? Safe place of work, safe plant and equipment, safe system of work, training and supervision to ensure competency. These are the 4 basic points or basic requirements which employer must fulfill as per ILO. So here we have a competency. We hear about competency. So what is competence? Competence is a combination of 4 things, 4 items, 4 terms. K for knowledge, A for ability, T for training, E for experience. So when a person who have knowledge about the task, what he is going to do, suppose confined space, if he get a training, if he get a class training or a classroom training or training from a professional, from a competent person, that this is the confined space, you are going to follow the following steps while working in the confined space, means he get knowledge and ability. Physically he is able, mentally he is able to do that job or no. If he have knowledge and he have ability, then he have training on spot, on work training, and he have experience of the same work before, he have experience to do the same job, then he is considered as competent. If a person only attend the class and he don't see it, he don't witness it on site, how to perform it, suppose wearing a body harness, it's a job. A person working at height, he get a training about work at height, but he don't know how to wear a body harness, it means he is not competent. So competence is the combination of 4 items, 4 terms: knowledge, ability, training, experience. When a person have all these, he is considered as competent. So here we have group activity. Apart from employees, who else must the employer protect? Yeah, other than the employees, protection of employees is the responsibility of employer, but other than employees, what should they protect? In this picture, in this figure, what we can get, that the work is going on where is already a community is living, because we can see the gardens there, we can see the fence. So means there is a population, there is an environment, there is a public, visitors. So employer is responsible to protect the environment, the social community, the visitors, the kids, because kids don't know what they are doing. Sometimes we are having a project, we have excavations, we have trenches in the area where already a community is living. So what will happen, sometimes the kids are playing, they don't know about the hazards associated with the workplace. Maybe while playing, while running a bicycle, they fall into excavation, they fall into a trench, and accidentally what will happen, they will get injured. So the answer is, who else they have to? Anyone affected by their business activities, visitors, invited and uninvited. Invited means people coming as a plan to check, to see, to witness a project. Uninvited, trespassers, people coming with bad ideas, with bad thinking, like thieves or to steal something. They are uninvited guests. So we need to protect them. The kids or other visitors, the members of the community, they need to be protected. This is the responsibility of the employer. Lawful, unlawful, law differs from country to country. Yeah, every country have their own laws. Contractors, members of the public, these all are to be protected by the employer. So what are the workers' responsibility, the labor's responsibility, the personal's responsibilities who are working in the workplace? As per Article 19 of Convention 155, also places obligations on workers. It's expanded in Recommendation 164. Take reasonable care of their own safety and that of other people. Like everybody, he must take care of himself and the people's working surround to him. He must comply with the safety instructions and procedures. When a worker is hired, when a worker is joining the project, joining the workplace, induction training, which is a combination of a set of rules, instructions is given to the employees. So every worker have to comply with it. He must take care of the instructions which given to him by safety team, by supervisors, by the project management. So use all safety equipments properly. Report any situation which they believe could be a hazard and which they cannot themselves correct. Any unsafe act, unsafe condition they found on the workplace, anything which they feel that it can put the other's life in danger, they must have to report. Report any work-related accident or ill health, even it's a minor issue, a minor injury or a first aid case. It's the responsibility of the workers that they must report it to the management. So what are the workers' right? What they own? As per Convention 155, they are they have the right to get adequate information on actions the employer has taken to ensure safety and health. Like they have the right to get the knowledge that what the employer or what the organization is doing to make the workplace safe. Given the right to the necessary training in safety and health, they must get adequate or required training for health and safety. Consulted by the employer, employer must consult with them, employer must talk with them, take their feedback on the issues relating to their work, give the right to leave a workplace which he has reason to think presents an imminent and serious danger. Yeah, they must be given a right. Like if they feel that this workplace is not safe, this plant is and equipment is not safe, this area is not safe, there is a hazardous material, there is a leakage, there is a smell, or maybe an equipment overturned, maybe there is no access, maybe there is a chances of fire, they have the right to leave the workplace immediately. So here are the enforcement agencies. No harmonized global standard. Country specific agencies may include H&S. It's not same for all over the world. Every country have their own agencies, own authorities, their own health and safety enforcement agencies like fire authority, insurance companies, public health department, police may be involved in enforcing health and safety law in some countries. So this depends on country to country. So consequences of non-compliance. What will happen? What will happen if things go wrong? What will happen if an organization breach the health and safety legislation? It's a criminal offense and it's leading to enforcement action. Enforcement action can be an improvement notice like suppose on the project of Aramco in Saudi Arabia, the contractor or the employer or any contractor, they are doing unsafe acts or they are forcing the employees to do unsafe act. And the authorities, suppose Aramco or Oshad in UAE, they come to know about that. So what will happen? They will give an improvement notice to the contractor that improve this one, otherwise you will get fine. Or prohibition notice, they can stop some activity, they can take back the project from them, they can ban the license of the organization. Prosecution, it can happen, organization may be fined, maybe the personnel get fined or get jail, get imprisoned if they are fail to do the safe or if they breach the legislation. So claims for compensation, when something gone wrong, when an accident happened, someone get injured, so need to pay the compensation. Workers bring claims against employer. Civil legal system must prove employer was neglect and therefore to blame for injury ill health. It's happened, this is given example for UK and USA, but in every country they have different systems. If the authorities or the legal authorities or the enforcement agencies feels or found that the employer is not taking care of the employees, so they can take any action, any legal action against the organization, against the employer as per the country's standards. Okay, no fault system, national or regional schemes, no need to prove negligence. In some countries, system is coming claim for compensation, fault based compensation. Okay, like you need to prove the fault of the employer, then you will get compensation. But in some countries this fault base is happened in UK and USA. So in some countries there is no fault system, no need to prove that who is faulty, but if an accident happened, so they need to pay the claim. National or regional scheme, no need to prove negligence, decided by a panel of experts from the authorities or from the legal team or from the police or public health. There is a team visiting the project, visiting the workplace where the accident happened, and then accordingly they decide what to do, and then they give a punishment or any disciplinary action against the organization. So here we have discussed the criminal and civil law implication of the following. A technician escape injury by diving under a bench when a vessel blows up as a result of design defect. A 12-year-old boy break his arm falling into a pit while playing on an unfenced building site. A machine operator is blinded in one eye by a colleague trying to help him removing a jammed machine part using a hammer. Therefore, a safety way to remove the jammed part. See guys, this is the third point. The first two are very easy. You guys need to think about that and then answer. The third one is little complicated. See, one machine part is jammed. So another employee, he tried to help the operator from himself. He is not authorized to do that. He is not competent in that job, but he try only just to take care of his friend. He was putting something with hammer and a flying part go and hit the eye of the operator, and he lost his eye. So instead of helping him, he gave him a big pain and he let him suffer and he let him live the whole life without an eye. So this is what we need to train the employees. Like only the people who are competent, there is a safe way to remove that jammed part, jammed machine part, but they use what is their knowledge by their own sense. So that's why it's the responsibility of the worker that they must report anything happened on the site. If something happened, a part jammed, they can call the technical team, they call the supervisor or the engineer or the line manager that this is happened wrong, so please rectify it. So what are the other international organization standards? We have ISO, International Standard Organization 9001, Quality Management 14001, Environment Management 12100, Safety of Machinery. These standards are not law, they are good management practices. Yes guys, this is not the legislation, but they are the best management practices which we are implementing on our workplace to make the workplace safe. So for occupational health and safety, before it was OSAS 18001 and now OSAS 18001 is converted to 45001 2018. This is the new standard for ISO relating to occupational health and safety. So source of information, what we have source of information, it can be internal and external to the organization. Internal means TBT records, first aid records, accident records are the internal, medical record, risk assessment, maintenance reports, safety inspections, audit reports, safety committee minutes. These are the internal source of investigation. The external is international authorities, national legislations, safety data sheet, code of practices, guidance notes. We have IOSH. As I told you, I am a member of IOSH, so IOSH is also publishing their own publications and they are spreading the knowledge about health and safety. There are discussions on different topics. The Certified Safety Professionals platform, BCSP, they have their own platform. The same IIRS, Institute of Risk Management, they are also giving different trainings, committee meetings, and CPD hours to webinars to the workers, to the members of the community to give them updated knowledge relating to health and safety. So these are external source of information. So here is some websites from where you can get some data. I will share this with you. So here are the questions. What are the two main standards that the ILO has produced for health and safety? What are the employer's responsibilities under R164? What are the employee's responsibilities under recommendation 164? What action could be taken against organization breaking health and safety law? So this is all we have for this question. So what are the two main standards? It's ILO produced C155 and R16. So what are the employer's responsibilities? Four basic things we have discussed. What are the employees' responsibilities? We also have discussed work to take care of themselves and others surround to them, use all safety equipments properly, report any incident. What action could be taken against the organization breaking health and safety? What action can be taken? Enforcement action can be taken on them, improvement notices can be given, action and disciplinary action in shape of fine, punishments, or they can ban the organization. They can take back the project, they can disagree, they can disown the contractor or the employer from some specific work if they breach the international laws. Okay guys, so and this is our element 1. I will stop sharing the screen. So anybody have any doubt in this one? Guys, anybody have any problem, anything which is not clear in this session?
No, sir, it was clear.
Okay, after the session,
Sir,
I will share the course
sir,
with you. Yes, please.
sir, compensation clearly,
Hello.
sir,
जी sir.
Okay, I will. The compensations are the payments which to be paid to the injured persons in case of an accident. Suppose an accident happened and one guy died. Suppose a fatality happened due to work related issue and due to occupational work, so the organization have to pay the compensation. They need to pay a certain amount to the family of the person who get died or who get injured. Like it's also covered by the insurance. If a body part damage, there is a certain amount which need to be paid to the person. It's by insurance company, it's by the employer, it's as per set standards in the country. Every country have their own system and procedures. So, but this is compensation. Compensation means anything you are paying to the employees in case of any breach, in case of accident, in case of an injury, whatever.
okay, ठीक होगा sir, thank you.
Okay, guys. So I will finish the meeting now, and then I will share with you